Hey everyone, we're back again, and this time we have two stories for you, so be sure to stick around till the end of the video. The first one is titled, Getting Back at My Ex-Wife. Be sure to like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get right into it. In this story, EW is evil ex-wife, SL is shark lawyer. So, late 2016, I discovered my now ex-wife was cheating on me. As you can imagine, I was destroyed mentally, and I felt like my life was spinning out of control. We had been through a lot together, so this really hurt. After the admission that she had cheated, we both figured seeing a professional would help, and maybe we could make it work. I was in total shock and revenge mode. I was going to destroy her. Day 1. I go to the county courthouse and retrieve a divorce packet, containing what papers and documents one would need to file without a lawyer. I also make an appointment with a high-profile divorce lawyer in my state. The only downside was my soon-to-be lawyer was across the state roughly 6 hours away, so I had to take some time off work and meet with her ASAP. Day 2. After ex-wife leaves for a bit to go to the store, I locate her journal and proceed to take very good pictures of every page. I also decide to go through a few other things like finding her pill stash and, I kid you not, found a line of crushed pills on one of our glass drink coasters. I was livid at this sight, and taking pictures of it as well. After ex-wife returns home, I tell her I'm leaving for the city for the night, and I'd be home the next day. At this point, she still believes I know nothing, and I'm still trying to work things out. Day 3. I meet with the mastermind of a lawyer. She was a true shark. I explained everything to her, gave her copies of every photo, the text of my ex-wife admitting to cheating. Any type of dirt I had was laid out on a silver platter for this shark to salivate over. Shark lawyer asks me if I have any laundry to air. I told her no, and told her everything I've been through. I was damn near untouchable when it came to my image as a good husband. Shark lawyer was pleased and said she would happily take my case and jokingly said this is going to be an easy payday. We settled on a flat fee of $4,000 since she was so sure that the case would be a slam dunk, warning me though, if my ex-wife was dumb enough to take the divorce to trial, my fees may go up, but not to worry about that. We drafted a very one-sided divorce decree, one where my ex-wife would waive all claims to my 401k over $200,000 at the time. She waived all claims to my truck, currently in both of our names, and finally dividing up the debt, leaving me to only pay my personal credit card and utilities that were in my name, and any debt in my ex-wife's name was hers and hers alone. With the documents in hand, I make the long drive back home and begin to set the wheels in motion. My ex-wife is served the following day and she moves out that night, trashing the house at the same time. I assume to stay with whatever piece of ass she was sleeping with. 2 months later. Our divorce is finalized. I then contact every pharmacy, doctor, and physical therapist she used, informing them of her drug abuse along with pictures. I contact her new employer and hint that they may want to have her tested. This was her first job in 5 years since I wasn't there to support her. She's later blacklisted from the doctor, pharmacy, and fired from her job. On top of all that, I started seeing her best friend for casual intercourse. Turns out, she loved rubbing it in ex-wife's face that she was having relations with me. To this day, my ex-wife has never recovered, holds a minimum wage job at a slum bar, and is still on the pills. I've recently learned her boyfriend is currently cheating on her, and I love it. This woman wasted 8 years in total of my life, and I've enjoyed watching her suffer. And the first comment says, wait, why did she agree to waive her claims on the 401k and the trunk? And the OP replied, long story short, I threatened to go public with the evidence of her drug use to her parents and post it on social media. Since it's a small town, she would have been essentially blacklisted from school events for our nieces and other social functions. I more or less blackmailed her. Scummy, I know, but I don't feel bad at all. Sorry it took so long to reply. And the next comment says, sir, you qualify for superhero status. My first wife was not an addict, but had no morals, and thought that what I did not know would not hurt me. So when she effed the shipper at her office, I destroyed her world. She, as well, never recovered. She works at a bar, never married, her mom blames me for not forgiving her, and going out and finding a good woman to build a life with. Funny, every milestone from graduations for my kids to funerals, my ex's mom stalks us. She says that her daughter's actions have denied her grandchildren, and she points out to her idiot daughter what my kids are up to. And the OP replied, yeah, that makes it tough. I'm lucky that my ex's parents are good and kind people. Real salt of the earth people, and they know what she did was wrong. I've sent them photos of myself and my current girlfriend and girlfriend's kids. I've been there for my ex's father-in-law's chemo treatments. Ex has yet to go to one. Hopefully your life is going in the right track, and you know there are people out here that have gone through a lot of similar situations, and you can reach out if need be. And the next story is titled, When I was deployed in 2018, my wife accidentally sent me her iPhone location and it showed her at her ex's house. Let's get right into it. In 2018, I deployed and my wife and I were having problems. We had gotten married earlier that year and she was threatening to divorce me 2 months after being married and did it well over 10 times throughout the deployment. It hugely bothered me and I would beg for her to forgive me for whatever argument and just do what she wanted. I am not perfect and do not think I am better than her, but she did several things like this. Let me explain. In 2018, she went out with her friends to a drag club, so she said, and sent me photos before she left of her and her friend. She was wearing a very nice outfit, tight, dark skirt, and a revealing top and a choker. She looked amazing, but immediately it bothered me because she never wore this for me or around me. Upon further investigation of this photo and a couple of others, I saw that she had taken her wedding ring off. That was a huge red flag, but she gaffed it off as being mad at me because I was mean and us fighting. I gave her all my passwords and usernames. She could have full access to anything because it doesn't bother me. She would be reluctant to give me hers though, but after a while she would give it to me, but it wouldn't work for me and she would just say, "Weird, it works for me." In September 2018, we were still having issues. This one was the worst. One evening, she accidentally sent me her location over iMessage and said, "I don't know why I sent that, lol." And I had that bad gut feeling, you know? I looked up the location on Google Earth, and the roads and area looked familiar around where we lived, and I soon found out that this was her ex-boyfriend's house. I was crushed and furious. I blew her phone up demanding to get on FaceTime so I could see where she was. She sent texts saying she has had bad service, and after about 20 minutes, she FaceTimed me, and she was driving down a road I don't know where. I was yelling, and she said she was at her friend's and had bad service, etc. Started crying, and I was just lost. I should have made her stop to see what road she was on, but she was telling me she was at her friend's house. She claimed that she wasn't at Levy's and doesn't know why it sent that location. She said that it must have been her old iPad she left at his house. I talked to people online about the situation anonymously, and they said there is no way the location could have came from another device. I don't know what to believe, and to this day it haunts me and keeps me up. The thought, really getting into the fine detail of what would have or did take place in the process of going over to his house, the thought of them having intercourse drives me insane. I can be fine and think about this, and I'll be depressed and furious. After getting home from deployment, she and I stayed with another couple I served with. I was going through her phone one night and saw she still had her ex's Instagram connected to her Instagram. I was upset and went to bed after 0100. I had to get up and go PT and I refused to talk to her, and he was eating her alive why I wouldn't talk to her. She really wanted to know what was going on. So after we left PT and got back to the house, she wouldn't leave me alone about it. So I told her and she was like, "Oh, I knew it would be that. Here, let me show you," and showed me that it had been like that forever since they dated, and that she was never able to take it off, and showed me she couldn't. Also, I saw on her Snapchat camera roll, days before we started dating again in 2017, she was hanging out with her ex. It has since been deleted as I couldn't find it later. As well as all the photos / screenshots of conversations and horrible things she said and the location she sent me, etc. were deleted, and she said she deleted them and smirked about it. She also went to a party at her friend's house and her other ex was there as well. I don't know, I'm lost here. We have a son together and he's perfect and I love them both so much, but I still have bad days where I think all of this, and right now I have to put it all out and hope for some feedback and advice. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.